Hey everybody, how you doing? This is about to be a really fun video because we are doing some blue light testing out of this dude right here. This is Savage's new Trail Hunter Lite. It's a 110 Trail Hunter Lite, a little bit lightweight version from their Trail Hunter. Quick front to back, threaded barrel, fluted barrel, that's Cerakoted, Hogue, overmolded stock, a little bit of jeweling on the boat there, adjustable AccuTrigger. I put an Arkin EPL4 on top. Y'all watch the show know we get 25% off Arkin optics with code HOOTYHOO, and they make awesome optics. What else do we need to know? But yeah, all in all, lots of features on a deer catching rig that does not break the bank. This is absolutely a budget-friendly option from Savage that still has a fluted barrel and a threaded barrel, but this one is in 308 Winchester. Whole purpose of today's video, already got that thing sighted in. We're gonna run a bunch of factory loaded bow lights and see if we can find what that thing likes the best, and probably find one or two that it doesn't like. But let me show you here on the bench. I got everything laid out what we're gonna test in it. All right, 6 different times I've got them ordered out, lightest to heaviest. So we got a 150 grain Remington core-lokt tipped, 150 grain Remington core-lokt, pointed soft point. Then we've got a 150 grain Remington core-lokt copper. I have not tried the copper in 308, so that's going to be a first. Be cool to check that out. 165 grain core-lokt tipped, a 168 grain Premier match. Be interesting to see how that does. And then the heaviest of the group, a 180 grain Remington core-lokt tipped. So this ought to be pretty interesting. Comment down below which one of these you would pick if you were going hunting, not knowing what you might assume would group the best. Now I sighted it in with this 150 grain core-lokt tipped, and I got a 0.4 inch group out of it and 3 groups under an inch. Pretty good stuff. But I think it's gonna like several of these, but it's always a good idea when you pick up a new deer catching rig to at least run 2 or 3 different types through it, maybe a couple different grain weights to see what yours likes the best. But let's get back to the bench. Now, like I said, I already used the 150, so let me go ahead and cheat and roll in that footage. I'm gonna steal the footage from sighting it in, so I don't have to spend some more moolahs on the ammo. But let's see what it did with the 150 grain core-lokt tips. So here's the very first one off the bore sight. 3 touching, 0.45 inch group at 100 yards. Then we did this down here, 2 touching. After I made a quick adjustment on the scope, 0.71 inch group. I clicked the scope down just 1, and then I got this group right here, 0.80. So cold barrel, warm barrel, pretty much still a warm barrel here. So you saw there, it liked those pretty good. The goal is to see if we can even beat that 0.45 inch group. We might do it, but I'm gonna do all the things, let this thing cool for every single group, set it all in the shade. It's gonna take me a bunch of time up here, but I'm gonna edit it all so y'all don't have to watch an hour-long video. It's just gonna be bing, bang, boom. Then we'll measure all the groups with the calibers at the end. Let's check it out. I'll see you back at the bench. All right, so here we go, back at 100. Like I said, I'm gonna edit this all quick so y'all don't have to watch a long, boring video and test all the stuff we gotta test. First one up is 150 grain core-lokt. Here we go, I'm gonna send 3. Point of impact is not too far off from where it was sighted in with the other stuff, so that's good to note. We still at an inch group. I think we might have threw that one slightly over an inch group. Come on, man. Not too shabby. I think that's gonna come in close to an inch. Now we're gonna let it cool and think the coppers are next after this. For anyone who comments, every time I do one of these, everyone says, oh, you need to have all the ammo down in the shade. Everything's down in the shade under here and under the table, I promise you. All right, so we got the coppers next. These are the Remington core-lokt coppers. These came out not too long ago. Let's load up 3 of these. Oh, that was near bullseye there. Putting them in there. That one went in one of the other holes pretty near, so. And this thing likes that core-lokt copper stuff. Might have to catch a deer with that stuff maybe, but be back for the next one. I think the next one's a 165 core-lokt tipped. 165 grain Remington core-lokt tipped. Same thing. Send 3 of these. Now, just speaking from my experience, y'all, I don't recall a 30 cal ever liking a 165 in all the stuff that I've tried in all my trials. Normally stuff leans to a 150 or a 180, but maybe this one will be the exception. Maybe these 165s will all go in the same hole here. Center target, 165 grain core-lokt tips. Bullseye. Now remember, we're not going for bullseye here, we're going for groups. It's sighted in with that 150 grain stuff. But it's good to note though, the impacts, if they are the same. This thing might not be too picky, which is a great thing. Ah, see there? See there what I tell you, the 165s, it kicked one out. So that's probably gonna be like a 1.3 inch group or something, maybe a little bit bigger, but still, see what I'm saying? For whatever reason, I've never had 165s do that great. I mean, it's not terrible if you're deer hunting at 100 yards or whatever, but we've got some other stuff that the group's a lot better so far. Huh? Everything back in the shade, and we'll be back for the 2 heaviest of the day here. All right, here we go. Cans tight. Yeah, baby. I think we got the 168 grain matches next. Yep. 168 grain Remington Premier match. This stuff typically does pretty well and pretty near everything I've tried, if my memory's right. But fixing to see how this Savage likes the 168s. This 168 grain match stuff is something you might go take and try to send it at 1,000 yards, assuming that the group's good. Here we go, bottom left target. Bullseye! Again, point of impact is not shifting greatly for hardly any of this stuff. Same hole. Same hole. That's really good to see. Next time I go out to 1,000 yards or further, I have to take this with some of this match stuff, because that's money, and I won't have to touch the scope because it's already bullseyed. Here we go, last one. Don't mess it up, man. It's always a nail biter when you get two and pretty near the same hole and you got to send another one. Felt like a bad squeeze, but hey, we know it likes it. That's still under an inch group, even if I did have a bad squeeze on that. But I'm gonna do it here again in a second with the heaviest stuff, which is a 180, I believe. Be back in a few. All right, now we got the 180 core-lokt tips last here. 180 grain core-lokt tips. Let's see what we do here. So far, I think we only have one that's grouped over an inch, so that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Sometimes you get some real picky ones. Had one recently. Can't remember what it was. I had one that just really didn't like some stuff, but loved one thing. But here we go, 180s. Close point of impact there too. Saving all this brass, y'all, so we can load it again in something. Not too bad. That one also felt like I jumped, but that's grouping good. So based off of all that, man, I might pick these 180s to hunt. I kind of like to hunt with a heavy bow light. What's the speeds on these? At least the box. 2640, yeah. And it's already sighted in bullseye. Man, we got a couple with two in the same hole, didn't we? But let's go measure all these with the calipers. I'm actually pretty excited about this. This is a budget-friendly deer catching rig that has a fluted barrel and a threaded barrel. That's pretty sweet. All right, so just check it out. Just measured all these groups with the calipers. Like I said, we definitely found some that it likes and we found some that it didn't really like so much. Check it out. So, like I showed you at the beginning of the video, it definitely likes these 150 grains core-lokt tips. Then we did 5 more, so we tested 6 factory loadings. And I wrote best on here with the coppers because it did the best on this sheet, but the best overall was this 0.45 inch group from the 150 grain core-lokt tips. But in order that we did them, the regular old school Remington core-lokt 150 grain, it got a 1.22 inch group. Not terrible, but not insane precision. Then we did the coppers, which is a pretty new loading from Remington. And I don't know if anybody would have guessed that, but 150 grain hollow point coppers, hey, 0.52 inch group. That's awesome. I don't care what you're slinging, copper or not. Then I told you I've never had much luck out of 165s. Well, same story today. 1.44 inch group with the 165 core-lokt tips. Still not terrible. I mean, it's around the bullseye, but hey, here's what it is. Then the Premier matches, which is 168 grain, did pretty good, y'all. 2 pretty near the same hole, 1 real close. 0.60 inch group with those 168s. And then with the 180 grain core-lokt tips, show you the box here, 180 grain core-lokt tips, we got 2 pretty near the same hole and 1 real close with a 0.71. So pretty interesting that it likes 150s and these 150s, and it also likes these 180s, and it doesn't hate the 168 matches either. So kind of unique results there. We might not have guessed that, but it liked a couple 150s, it liked the 180s, it liked the 168, but then it didn't like the 165 grain, and it also wasn't necessarily a fan of one of the 150 grains either. But hey, pretty cool. I always love doing these videos, slowing down, taking my time, and testing a whole bunch of stuff. But hey, there you have it, guys. Again, this is Savage's Trail Hunter LITE. This one in 308 Winchester. Has the 110 action, has a little bit of fancy jewel in there on the bolt, threaded barrel, and it's got that adjustable accu-trigger in it. But hey, if you want a bolt action with the threaded barrel and a fluted barrel that's not going to break your bank, the 110 Trail Hunters and this 110 Trail Hunter LITE, 2 thumbs up. I can't hardly do a thumbs up because of my brace, but hey, appreciate y'all watching and coming along for this video. Make sure you're subscribed. Comment down below what you want to see next time. Let me know which one of these you would take out there in the deer woods based on the results. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you on the next one. Hooty hoo.
Load it up and get it on as soon as you can. 30 on